What's up, boys and girls, and welcome to the much requested Q&A here from Monument Valley in the background. Beautiful, isn't it? What a setting to do this. I'm not complaining. I hope you're not complaining. Over the past months, I got many questions of all of you about pretty much any subject, and I'm here to answer as many as I can. So buckle up, and here we go. All right, the first question is from Remais. Where do the most friendly people live? Well, it's not a very easy one to answer, but generally speaking, the Muslim countries are the most friendly people, the most open people, definitely the most welcoming people. In countries like Turkey, Iran, Pakistan, I was invited almost every town for either tea or for lunch or dinner or to sleep at someone's place, a complete stranger, and I think their hospitality is just something else and it's uncomparable with any other culture. So if I have to choose a location, I would say somewhere in or around the Middle East. Alright, next question is from Katket Kithron. I hope I'm saying that right. Any physical problems from biking so much, and how do you handle them? Yes, I've had a couple of injuries. I had a groin injury in Azerbaijan. I had a knee injury in the Alps in the beginning. And other than that, I haven't had any major injuries, luckily. But I do have some pains and things every now and then. But honestly, the best remedy is to keep going or to take a little bit of more rest. But usually things solve itself, so I try not to think too much about it. And I'm still here, I'm still going strong, so I guess it works. Alright, next question is from Simon Leclerc. How are you managing the visas process for each country? Yes, that is a good question, and that is not an easy answer because the processes were very complicated. I think that's one of the subjects I hated the most about this trip, all the different visas. Luckily, I'm done now. I'm on my last visa, and after this I'm going back to Europe, so I don't have to worry about anything anymore. But visas were always a pain in the ass, really. Especially in Central Asia, it was very difficult to get a visa. There were always problems. Things were often offline. It was just a mess. It was not clear what the regulations were. At the end of the day, you still have to arrange a visa to get into a country, so you try to arrange it as much as possible in time. That doesn't always work out very well. I had to wait on the border of Pakistan to get into the country for a couple of days because they were not sending the visa. I had to wait in Nepal for weeks to get another visa for India that I never got eventually. So it is complicated. You just try to arrange as much as you can. Luckily, there are also easy countries, of course. Most of the, let's say, Western developed countries, they're quite easy nowadays. They're all online. There were a couple other countries in Southeast Asia, for example, that was visa up on arrival, so you don't have to prepare anything. You just go to the border and you get in. But yeah, like I said, Central Asia was a pain in the ass, but I got through it, so. Right, next question is from Muppet1979. What do you miss the most? Was there a time when you felt lonely? Well, yes, definitely. There have been times I felt lonely. I am traveling solo, and that means that sometimes you are feeling lonely, unfortunately. I noticed that I felt the loneliest after I've been with other people. I've had a couple of friends visiting me and cycling with me, my parents lately as well. I felt most lonely after those people left and I was back on my own. Those are the hardest moments, and you're like, I want to go back, I want to go home, I want to spend time with them. And I guess that's what I'm missing the most as well, spending time with family and friends, having dinner together, having good laughs, drinks, going out, do some fun stuff. That's the stuff I'm missing the most from home, but I'll be there soon. Another question from Simon Leclerc. How did your equipment evolve during your journey? What did you get removed from your bike? Okay, my equipment. Well, let's start with the bike itself. Almost everything on the bike has been replaced at least once. Things wear down, things break. I have been a bit unfortunate with some things. Basically, only the frame, the handlebar, maybe the luggage racks and the saddle. And I don't think there's anything else. Those are the only things that haven't been replaced. So yes, my bike evolved a lot, changed a lot since it's gone. And about my gear itself, yes, as well, things wear down. Shirts, clothes, my shoes are really, yeah. I could use some new shoes maybe. You know, like normal life. Things wear down, you get them replaced. I didn't get a lot of new stuff. I did get a 10-liter water bladder in Australia. That was amazing call. I'm still really enjoying it, especially around here in the hot desert. I really enjoy having a lot of water with me, even though it's heavy, but you need it. Cycle Chachu. For those who don't know, from Asad and Marie, I cycled with them together in Eastern Europe up until Istanbul. And he asks, is it a lot of work to edit all your videos every week? Is it exhausting, or can you still enjoy the ride? It is very exhausting to edit the videos. I don't think people realize how much effort and time goes into editing these videos and also recording these videos. One video takes at least a day to edit, and I'm trying to keep up with that. It does take a lot of effort, absolutely. I'm trying to use my rest days to edit, and so far that's going well. In short, it is exhausting, it takes a lot of effort, but I also gain a lot of joy. I don't regret it, absolutely not, and I like sharing things on the road, the adventures with all of you, so I hope you're really enjoying it as well. If you're not subscribed yet, you can do it right now, because now you hear how much effort it takes for me. I would really appreciate that. Alright, next question is from Redxa. Is it possible for us to see all the equipment you brought on your journey? Well, that's a very good question, because by the time this video is online, 1 week earlier, so last week, I posted my gear video, so you can see all the equipment that I have. You can see my bike. I'll tell you all about everything I basically own on this trip. So if you're interested in that, go check that video. I'll link it somewhere up there, or somewhere below. You'll find the link. Alright, C Butler 101 says, do you think you will ever be able to return to normal life again after this trip? Yeah, what is normal life, first of all? No, I get your question, absolutely. I am thinking about that as well a lot. I haven't figured it out myself yet. I'm not sure, I'll find a way somewhere, somehow. But I'll have to adapt to not being on the move again every day. Find a new place to sleep, find a new place to eat, meet new people. I have to adapt to, yeah, well, like you said, maybe normal life, like normal people would live. It will take time, but I'll get there, and maybe I got some other adventures in stock for you. Who knows? Alright, next question is from Tars Notenboom. How do you plan the route, tools, apps, information, etc.? Okay, so generally speaking, I take it from big to small. I look at the plan, the big plan. The big plan was to cycle around the world. So what is the big plan? Basically, leave the Netherlands, go east, and keep going east until I'm back in the Netherlands. Then you start looking smaller. Alright, Europe, which line do I want to take? Are there countries or areas that I really want to visit? Well, for me that was the Alps, for example. Then you start looking smaller and smaller and smaller, and once you know which countries, which cities, which areas you want to visit, then I start planning on Komoot. It is basically, for those who don't know, it's a navigation for cyclists or hikers, so that really helps. Of course I use a lot of Google Maps as well. I've used Mappy as well occasionally, and that's how I plan my route, but I look day to day. Sometimes I deviate from my route and just take another route because I feel like it. Sometimes it's also not a good idea, like I did lately in the desert. Okay, but there you have it. Question from my mom. Aww. Are you ever longing for a home? Yes, mommy, I do, of course. Of course I do, and I'll be coming home soon as well. Okay, next question is from Fleur. What is the biggest lesson about life during your trip? Ooh, deep one. I think one of the most important things I've learned on this trip is that your body and yourself you are so much stronger than you would ever expect. And once your mind starts giving in, your body can still go 80% more. And once you start to understand that, you can push yourself, you can really push your boundaries and just reach a whole nother level that you thought you probably were never able to reach. So believe in yourself, go strong, keep on going, and even when it's tough, go a little further. Alright, one more question from Simon Leclerc. Many questions, Simon, thank you. How did you create the fundraising? Well, that's a very good question, because for those who don't know, I am cycling in order to raise money for a school in Africa. It is for the most underprivileged children, and this fundraising is going pretty well, but we're not there yet. So if you haven't looked at the donation page yet, take a look, please. It would mean the world to me. I'll put a link down in the description below. And how did I create the fundraising? Well, I got together with the founder of this charity, the Sunday Foundation. That's why my trip is called the Sunday Ride. And together with him, we created this fundraising. And yeah, like I said, we're hoping to raise enough money to build a school in Africa. So if you can help, much appreciated. Okay, another question from Ramais. Which animal encounters did you have? Many. Well, let's start with the obvious ones. I've had a lot of encounters with stray dogs in Eastern Europe and West Asia. I've encountered many birds, eagles, falcons, you name it. A lot of cows as well. But I also encountered a bear in Yosemite lately. That was amazing and scary at the same time. Definitely wolves, bisons also lately in the Grand Canyon, kangaroos in Australia, big spiders in Australia, snakes here and there, sea turtle in Indonesia, whale shark in Indonesia. It's a very long list, but honestly I think these encounters are the best things. Often, sometimes scary, but most of the time very beautiful, and they make this trip unforgettable. Jenny Activity asks, what is the most useless thing you carry with you? I have a couple of useless things, to be honest. Some stuff that I hardly ever used. I have a mosquito net for over my hat. Luckily I never had to use it. It was never that bad that I had to use it. I don't want to say it's useless, but to me it hasn't been to any use yet. Other than that, I'm trying to throw things away that I'm really not using. I am using most of my stuff, I think. But I should look at the bottom of my panniers. Another question from my dad. Is raki your favorite drink since that farmer in Albania offered you loads of glasses at 10 a.m? Yes. No, that was a lot of fun. But I felt really tipsy after that because it was 10 o'clock in the morning. And but I don't think it's my favorite drink now. But it was definitely a fun experience. Alright, the sun is setting as we speak, so it's time to finish this Q&A. I hope your questions have been answered. If you have any other questions, please let me know down in the comments below. I will be doing another Q&A anytime soon. So if you have any other questions, please let me know down there. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, you know the deal. And I'll see you back on the road. Peace.